Associated Press published, 5:23 BST, the 24th of August 2020, updated, 10:48 BST, the 24th of August 2020 Charlotte, North Carolina. AP, Republicans are ready to formally nominate President Donald Trump for re-election at a scaled-down convention kickoff in Charlotte that begins a week-long effort to convince the American people that the president deserves a second term. Despite the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, delegates will hold an in-person roll call vote in a ballroom at the Charlotte Convention Center before attention turns to prime-time programming. It's a sharp contrast to the approach of Democrats, who created a roll call via video montage from states across the country to avoid a large-scale gathering last week at their well-received virtual convention. The GOP convention is a crucial moment for Trump, who is trailing in national and battleground state polls and under intense pressure to turn the race around. Aides hope the convention will give them a chance to recast the story of Trump's presidency and shift the campaign's thrust from a referendum on him to a choice between his vision for America's future and the one presented by Democratic nominee Joe Biden. This is a kickoff to many weeks of this heading into Election Day, RNC Chair Ronna McDaniel told the Associated Press in an interview Sunday. "I don't think we're going to slow down." Trump, for his part, said he was hoping to set an optimistic tone. "I think we're going to see something that is going to be very uplifting and positive. That's what I'd like it to be," he said in an interview that aired Sunday on Fox News Channel. File. In this July 19, 2016 file photo, the shadow of delegates are seen on the convention floor during the second day of the Republican National Convention in Cleveland. AP photo/John Locker, file. For both sides, it's an unconventional convention year. The party's election year gatherings are typically massive events, drawing thousands of delegates, party leaders, donors, journalists and political junkies for a week of speeches, parties and after-parties that inject hundreds of thousands of dollars into the local economy and deliver a multi-day infomercial for the nominee. But the coronavirus has changed all that, as much as Trump has resisted. Just 336 delegates, 6 from each of the 50 states, the District of Columbia and U.S. Territories, have been invited to cast proxy votes on behalf of the more than 2,500 regular delegates. And stringent safety measures have been put in place, guided by a 42-page health and safety plan developed by a hired doctor. Attendees were asked to practice enhanced social distancing and get tested prior to travel, fill out a pre-travel health questionnaire and participate in a daily symptom tracker. They're also being tested on site and receiving daily health screenings, have been asked to maintain a 6-foot, 1.8-meter, distance from other people and to use face coverings as a condition of participation. The RNC has also committed to contacting every participant 5, 14 and 21 days after the event to check on potential symptoms. After the Charlotte kickoff, most of the GOP convention will take place in Washington, D.C., at and around the White House, as well as by video. It will feature remarks from a long list of well-known Trump supporters, including members of the Trump family, conservative firebrands and everyday Americans who campaign officials say have been helped by Trump's policies. First Lady Melania Trump will speak Tuesday from the Rose Garden. Vice President Mike Pence will appear from Fort McHenry in Baltimore on Wednesday, and Trump will deliver his marquee acceptance speech on Thursday from the South Lawn before a crowd of supporters, blurring the lines between governing and campaigning yet again. But first comes the official business in Charlotte, which the party selected in 2018 to host the convention. The location has been the subject of a dizzying back and forth after Trump in June angrily dumped the city because it refused to guarantee the event could be held free from restrictions meant to prevent the spread of the virus, including mask wearing and social distancing. After a search, party officials chose a new venue, Jacksonville in the crucial state of Florida, which at the time had looser virus restrictions. but as cases in Florida ballooned, Trump announced unexpectedly last month that he was scrapping those plans, too, and instead would hold most of the festivities in Washington. "It's a different world," Trump told reporters. "To have a big convention is not the right time. With the pandemic still raging and the economy in tatters, Trump has a major task at hand." "The Democrats' convention was masterfully choreographed," said Douglas Brinkley, a presidential historian at Rice University. "Now the burden is on Republicans to replicate the Democratic effort," Brinkley said. "Besides needing a message that might attract new voters," he said, "Republicans must also find a way to draw in viewers because the president is already so overexposed. They're going to have a hard time garnering attention because we've lived with Trump for so long," Brinkley said. He expressed surprise that Trump hadn't tried to grab headlines by, for instance, replacing Pence on the ticket. "That would really grab everybody's attention and shake things up," he said. "Otherwise, there's a kind of flatness." "Oh, Pence is speaking next week." Besides the formal nomination roll call, the party will also approve a handful of new resolutions, including one that backs Columbus Day as a federal holiday and one that labels the Southern Poverty Law Center, which catalogs the country's hate groups, as a radical organization. Another bemoans cancel culture, warning that it has grown into erasing of history, encouraging lawlessness, muting citizens, and violating free exchange of ideas, thoughts, and speech. But they will not vote on a 2020 platform. After a unanimous vote to forego one this year, resolved that the Republican Party has and will continue to enthusiastically support the president's America First agenda, a resolution instead reads, in part, Associated Press writer Zeke Miller in Washington contributed to this report. File, in this February 21, 2020, file photo. A supporter of President Donald Trump holds up a sign during a Trump campaign rally in Las Vegas. AP photo / Patrick Szymanski, file, in this August 21, 2020, file photo. Lights and staging stand on the south lawn of the White House, Friday, August 21, 2020, in Washington. President Donald Trump is expected to speak to the Republican National Committee convention next week from the south lawn of the White House. AP photo / Patrick Szymanski, file. Let's block ads. Why?
Show your love for him. Click the link in description. Thanks for watching.